You're listening to the Dave Canning Sports Show. Here's your host, the voice, Dave Canning.
Welcome to my house. Play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go out.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my house. Welcome back to the Dave Cave. And most importantly, welcome back to another brand new episode of the Dave Canning Sports Show. I am your host, as always, the voice, Dave Canning, and it is fall, it is November, it is the week of Thanksgiving, and that can only mean one thing, the annual holiday tradition known as Survivor Series. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the second longest running pay-per-view in the history of the WWE is back and better than ever, allegedly. This card a week ago was good, and I was looking forward to it because I always look forward to Survivor Series. You know, I'm 30 years old. I've been alive for, I think, all of them at this point, or close to. And so it was looking like a good card, and then Nia Jax broke Becky Lynch's face, and everything just changed after that in a 24-hour period. So things got wild, but we're going to break down the match card. I'm going to give you my predictions, and let's get into it. Let's start with the pre-show, as we always do for these prediction videos. Only match technically announced for the pre-show. I don't know if they're going to add to the pre-show or whatnot. It's a pretty big match they have on there. It is the 10-man tag team elimination match for Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. On Team Raw, we've got Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, the B-Team, the Ascension, Lucha House Party, and the Revival. And then on the SmackDown side, you've got the Usos, who are the captains of Team SmackDown, with the New Day, the Shining Stars, Sanity, and the Good Brothers, the Club, whatever they're calling Gallows and Anderson nowadays. Too sweet me, bro. And in that match, I've got Team SmackDown winning because the way they have portrayed both tag team divisions on Raw and SmackDown, it's not good as it is, but although guys like Sanity and the Colognes and the Good Brothers, who apparently were hanging out in the same boiler room as The Undertaker and Kane when they cut that promo, you know, although they haven't been on TV that much, at least they weren't pretty much jobbed out like the Raw tag teams were on Raw, with Braun Strowman just coming in and wreaking havoc so much that they had to do the match again. So that's why I'm going to go with Team SmackDown on here. They already look strong. Let's keep them strong. Let's get tag team wrestling back to its good glory days, because I love tag team wrestling. So hopefully this match can help put the spotlight on these guys, and they can go out there and just have an awesome, awesome 10-man tag, even though there are two teams with 3 people, and then Sanity, Sanity's got 3, and then Nikki Cross, I guess if you add her. So it's 10 on 10, but there's going to be like 20 plus people out there, so I don't know. Let's go to the main show. We've got the AOP, Authors of Pain, the Raw Tag Team Champions, versus The Bar, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Both teams relatively new in their title reigns. The Bar, I think this is their second time with the SmackDown belts. And then AOP, obviously, this is their first reign as tag team champions on the main roster. They were awesome in NXT, having matches with DIY and then the Revival as well. So, but I'm going to go with AOP to win this one. I think they just won the belt, 2 weeks ago? And so I think it's too soon to have them lose such a high-profile match, whereas I think Sheamus and Cesaro, the Bar, can suffer a loss and, you know, help put AOP over and, you know, not look too damaged by this. I think, in a way, Drake Maverick gets caught up by the Big Show, who's obviously with the Bar, Drake Maverick with AOP, and I think some way Drake Maverick gets, you know, chokeslammed on the outside of the Big Show. You know, Cesaro and Sheamus are like, yeah, we don't just set the bar, and then bam, AOP picks him up, does the Super Collider, which with those two bigger guys getting hit as the Super Collider and Sheamus and Cesaro, it's going to look pretty cool. So that's why I think AOP is going to win that. Any random noise you hear, by the way, I'm doing laundry, so that's what that could be. I'm not too sure. I don't think it picks it up that much on the camera, but I just wanted to, like, there's nothing random going on in the background. I do laundry, so, you know, it's pretty impressive, right? So next we'll go to the Cruiserweight Championship. For 205 Live, Buddy Murphy, the champion, versus Mustafa Ali. I'll be honest, I don't watch 205 Live at all. The only time I would ever watch any bit of Cruiserweight action is when they were showcased on Raw, which is why I kind of miss that. It gives you, so I'm seeing now a Cruiserweight match once a month instead of once a week, and it's not giving me an incentive. I've heard really good things about it, but I'm not like, oh, this is great. Okay. So, and there's just so much content between, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, NXT UK, then we've got the pay-per-views and all these, like, other programs, but it's just too much content to watch. So, sorry, 205 Live, nothing personal. But I'm going to go, just to flip the coin here, I'm going to go with the champion, Buddy Murphy, to retain. He looked really good at Super Showdown in Australia, in his own country there. And I think Mustafa Ali, every time I see him, it's almost like he can't win the big one. So I think maybe that culminates at WrestleMania somehow. They do the whole, like, climbing the mountaintop, and he gets the title WrestleMania. So we'll see what happens there. Then we've got the Midcard title, champion versus champion, Seth Rollins from Raw, the IC champion, Intercontinental, versus Shinsuke Nakamura, the United States champion. And I'm gonna go with Shinsuke on this one. I think it's pretty obvious to a lot of people. Dean Ambrose obviously not on a Raw team or booked on any sort of match for this, so I think somehow he comes out and distracts Seth. Seth was like, I'm not even worried about Shinsuke, so I've got all my focus on Dean, so therefore I think Dean comes out, costs him somehow. He should have been paying attention more to Nakamura. Nakamura can then use that kind of momentum, get him back on track, because Shinsuke Nakamura is really awesome. So, so we're going to go with Shinsuke on that. So, then we go to the women's champion versus the wannabe women's champion. We've got Ronda Rousey, or Ronda Lousy, as one of my sisters may call her, versus Charlotte Flair. This match obviously changed because of the injury to Becky Lynch. A lot of people were looking forward to Becky versus Ronda, and Charlotte versus Ronda was rumored to be the main event for WrestleMania 35. So now they've got to throw this out here, and let's see what happens with that. I think Ronda Rousey beat Charlotte clean. I don't think there's going to be any Becky interference. What I think you could do is, Charlotte starts to turn heel in a way, because I think Becky at this point she's so over. It's like the Stone Cold Steve Austin double face and heel turn with Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13. He's so over. Becky's now had this, she got bloodied and injured now, and so I think it's going from that 97 period to 98, like, really quick for Becky. And I think that's what we're looking at right now, almost her Stone Cold moment, which a lot of people have already said. So I think you could take the belt off Becky at the Rumble. I don't know, with the broken nose or broken face, as they say, and then the concussion. Obviously, I've never had a concussion, or at least I've never been diagnosed with one. Who knows? But so I think Becky will lose the belt to Charlotte somehow, or whoever it may be, and then she could lose it at the Rumble. As long as the women's Rumble match doesn't lead off the card, or like that women's match, give it time, almost like how Roman Reigns lost to Kevin Owens in the Shark Cage match with Jericho above a few years back at the Rumble, and then entered at number 30. However, like, Becky could lose the belt and then go back into the Rumble and win it, and then be like, I'm not going after Charlotte, I'm going after Ronda. I want that match we were promised, and that could then headline Mania 35. That's my thought on what could happen there. So Ronda Rousey wins there. Then we've got the Women's Survivor Series Elimination match. Traditional style here. Representing Raw, it is Natalya, Mickie James, Nia Jax, Tamina, and Ruby Riott versus Team SmackDown. We've got Carmella, Asuka, Naomi, Sonya Deville, and a mystery opponent, because it was supposed to be Charlotte, but Charlotte now facing Ronda. We now have a mystery slot. And I think in that mystery slot, the TBD is going to be Westchester County's own Mandy Rose. That's right, Corey Graves' favorite woman on the SmackDown roster. Mandy Rose fills in that spot because of just the way she got that promo, about like, oh, why is Sonya, why aren't I? And so I think we go with Mandy Rose in that spot. And if you look at these teams, you got a pretty much face team. Even if you take out Mandy Rose, you've got four faces essentially. Sonya Deville's been kind of like been put over as a face at this point, and then Carmella with her dance party. Everyone loves Asuka, and Naomi's entrance is just dope. So, and then you've got Natalya in the heels of Raw. So I think there's going to be too much dissension amongst Team Raw. SmackDown wins, and yeah, I don't think that's much other than that. I don't know how they're going to break these things down, who's going to be a sole survivor, who's that, and whatnot. I'll let the writers and Kevin Dunn figure that one out. Then we're going to go to the Men's Survivor Series elimination match. Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. Again, obviously, Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor, and the man with the power, hopefully accompanied by the Moth, the man of the hour, Leo Rush, Bobby Lashley versus Team SmackDown, Shane McMahon, The Miz, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and Jeff Hardy. I've got Team Raw winning, mainly because in the other two Survivor Series traditional matches, I had Team SmackDown, so I didn't think that they would sweep it completely and give Raw nothing in the Survivor Series tag matches. So, but I still think that Shane McMahon continues this, mild heel run, I think, that they're still going with. And I think he's going to somehow, I think Braun Strowman's just going to be, wreaking havoc, just knocking guys from SmackDown out one by one. And then Shane McMahon, will get eliminated or whatnot because, Braun just power slams him and pins him. And then all of a sudden, Shane gets back in the ring somehow, hits Braun with a chair, and costs him to get eliminated, leaving, the rest of Team Raw, whoever's left, to come back. Because I don't think, as much as Baron Corbin's a heel, I don't think he's going to try to cost Braun in this, because then he costs Team Raw, and Baron Corbin's fighting for his job right now, kind of. And then the same thing with Shane. He's not going to try and, screw over his own brand, by eliminating one of his own guys. As much of a heel move as that would be, even though they're both heels, I don't think that makes much sense. Granted, nothing in WWE ever makes sense. So, yeah, I've got Team Raw winning that. And then in what a lot of people are predicting to be the main event, and it is nice that the WWE title will finally be in the true main event, we've got the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar versus the newly crowned, dastardly heel Daniel Bryan, the WWE Champion. And I think that in a surprise move, Daniel Bryan wins. He just turned heel. If you have Brock go over on him, obviously in a real fight, I would take Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar is the thing that nightmares are made of. But I think in this situation, Daniel Bryan just turned heel. He's got this momentum going a little bit. It was such a shocking moment. And so if you have Brock beat him and go over, it just cuts all the momentum out from under Daniel Bryan. So I think you're going to go with Daniel Bryan. I think in some way AJ Styles is going to come out and want to hit Daniel Bryan. He goes for the phenomenal forearm. Daniel ducks, hits Brock. Daniel Bryan, then Brock gets up. Daniel hits him with the running knee and pins him. I don't think with Brock going in UFC that he'd be willing to tap out, even if he respected Daniel Bryan. Who knows who Brock Lesnar respects other than Brock Lesnar. So we'll see what happens there. So if my math adds up, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Of the 8 matches, I think we just went over, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, yeah, 8 matches, including the Cruiserweight title. So there's 7 matches between Raw and SmackDown. I've got SmackDown winning 4-3. It's even enough. So let's see what happens. Survivor Series, Sunday, November 18th, Los Angeles, California, live from the Staples Center. Starts at 5 in the morning. Oh, jeez, it's going to be a long day. So, looking forward to Survivor Series. Let me know what you've got in the comments below. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you want to see something else on the show, let me know. Don't forget to like me on Facebook, facebook.com/DaveCTheVoice. You can follow me on Twitter @DaveCTheVoice, Snapchat, DaveCTheVoice, and right here on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, wherever the heck it is on here. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, share it with your friends, tell your family. And that's going to do it. Survivor Series. We'll see you there. May the best man or woman survive. And we'll see you next time on behalf of the Dave Canning Sports Show. I am Dave Canning, reminding you to tell your mother you love her every day, because like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone, and God bless America.
Welcome to my house, baby, take control now.